Because I think he got the drift that, like, I wasn't gonna go in his house. That's what he said. He said, at least, like, let me.
Hey guys, it's Chris and
Deavan.
and we are back for story time. Last time we left off with my bad date with Tina.
It was a bad one. I think yours is gonna top mine.
I don't want to top you.
Oh, it was bad. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure to go check it out after you watch this video. It's a good one.
Yeah. We'll put it in the description below. But we are back for story time, and this time we are going to be hearing some more bad first dates.
Yep.
I'm super excited. I've never heard any of them, so this is going to be...
Yeah, I'm pretty quiet.
It's going to be a real treat. But yeah, so put on your seatbelts and let's see how where this takes us.
All right. I don't know where to start. Okay.
How old were you?
21.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was 21. It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like around the time where I became single again, and I had just gotten out of a 2-year relationship. So I was like, all right, single, ready to mingle. And so I met this man on a dating app. I'm gonna call him Tom, because that's just always the name
Very generic.
I use.
Tom and Tina.
I can't remember his real name, so like I'm worried if I make up like a different name, it might be their real name, because I've done that before, where I made up a name and it turned out to be their real name, and I was like, shoot, had no idea.
That's a huge shoot.
Yeah, so I think we were talking for maybe a week. He was a dad, and I thought, cool, you know, like I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, you're a single dad, like you know how hard it is, and I'll give it a try. And conversation, I don't remember it being the best. I don't think he stood out too much. Because at this time, I had gone on a couple first dates with other people, and I was just like, testing out, you know, first dates.
Right.
And I think Valentine's Day was coming up. And he had told me that him and a group of his friends were going to have dinner, you know, to celebrate it. And it wasn't Valentine's Day that this happened. So I thought, oh, cool, maybe it's like a singles thing, and, you know, you go out, like on a date.
So like you met on a dating app.
Uh-huh.
And you've been talking for about a week.
Yeah.
And this was in February because Valentine's Day was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So Valentine's Day was going to be a week from when you guys first met or connected, and then you guys were talking?
No. It was like... Yeah, it had to be like the day, it was, because Valentine's Day was on like a weird day that year. I think it was like a Monday or something. And him and his friends, like, he said, oh, we're doing a barbecue for the single people, but everyone's bringing a date. Do you want to be my date to it?
So he asked you on a date a week into talking, texting back and forth. Okay.
I was like, cool, that sounds like fun. Barbecue.
Barbecue with my friends. So it's kind of like a group date then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
That's what I thought. And I was like, cool, yeah, it sounds like fun. And, you know, like we planned it out, and I had gotten ready, and he lived far from me. I want to say like 45 minutes, because I was going to drive there, because I think he he like dropped his daughter off at the mom's house, and then he had to run back to switch like cars, because he had like, I think he was like a plumber, so he was driving like the plumber car.
Oh, like a truck, like his work car.
Yeah, so
Wait, so how old was this person?
I think he was 28.
Tom was 28 and you were 21.
Yeah.
And Tom had a child, and how old was his child?
I think like 7. Yeah, so
Okay.
she was older.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he was like fairly attractive. He was like the typical Utah boy, like like blonde hair, tan skin, kind of looked like like a skater kid. So he was just like typical Utah boy, nothing like crazy, nothing like Tina. So he just like seemed nice. Like he had a good job. He had his own place, and I was like, all right, cool. And so I was like, cool. I'll just drive there because I always drive to dates in case I gotta leave. And so he told me that it would be really close to his place. So then I was like, all right, I'll meet at your place, and then we'll drive there.
So you drove. This was on Valentine's Day. You drove 45 minutes to his house.
Yeah.
And then from there, you guys drove to the location in your separate cars together?
No, we were going to take his car because it was like 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least that's what I thought.
Okay.
And I was like, sure, it sounds like fun. I'll drive down, I think it was like also a timing thing.
Yeah.
And so I got there. He seemed nice, said hi, asked if I wanted water, and then...
So you met him for the first time.
Yeah.
You went to his house.
Yeah.
You knocked on his door.
He met me outside.
Okay.
And then he's like, do you want to go in and get water? And I said, sure, let's grab water. Probably not the smartest idea, not the safest. Yeah, not safe. Don't do that, guys. Don't.
Well, you did show it to my... Did you guys...
I did show it to your house.
Did you guys, like, FaceTime and stuff beforehand? Or
No.
did you call beforehand?
No.
So you didn't know his voice, and you didn't know his face?
No, I think I called him, like, that day, but... No. So yeah, I was taking risk, really dumb risk. And so
A lot of risks there.
yeah, we started driving and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick up my friends who are also gonna go. I'm like, cool, like, this will be fun. And so like I got in his car, we drove to pick up his friend, and like...
Friend? Like one person?
Well, he said friends. So I thought it would be like a friend and his like date.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so
Whoa. What?
so we drive, and this guy comes out by himself. I can't remember what he looked like. I just know that he looked like a bum. Like, not a hard worker. It was obviously his parents' house. Like, the complete opposite of Tom. And I'm like, that's weird. Tom would hang out with this kind of person. And I'm like, all right, are we going to go get his girl now? So, like, we're driving to go to another friend's house. I'm assuming it's the girl. No, another guy comes out.
So now you're in a car
With 3 men.
with 3 men
Yeah.
that you've never met in your life
Yeah.
till today.
Yes.
It's dark and you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, this bad date's totally my fault, by the way. I was so dumb. And so we're driving. And you know how I said I thought it was 5 minutes away? No. We're driving, and driving. 45 minutes later. So now I'm officially like 2 hours away from my house and then 45 minutes away from my car.
It's 45 minutes away from your... Oh, like further? Like the other way?
Further, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm gonna be murdered. They're gonna murder me. I'm so stupid. Like, I wasn't doing the safe thing. And we pull up to this house. It's a big house. Looks like a rich house, And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I'm confused. Oh, and I sat in the back. I wasn't even shotgun.
The truck, so he's driving, his friend's in the passenger seat, and then there's another dude in the back, and then you're in the back.
Yeah, like I wasn't even shotgun.
Wait, so like, did you get out of the car and then go to the back seat?
Yeah, I got out of the car to open the door for his friend because that's how most trucks are. It's just one door.
So this is a 2-door truck,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to get out and then pull the seat forward so someone can sit in the back.
Yeah.
So you came out of the truck, you opened the door, and then you had to go in before the guy sat in passenger in there.
Yeah, he was like, go ahead, the friend, and I'm like, and then Tom didn't say anything. And so at this point, I already don't like him. I'm fuming. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, so we go in.
The heck?
It gets worse. We go in, and it's 5 other dudes sitting at a table.
And was this like a house, like
Yeah.
in a neighborhood or a house?
Yeah, it was in a neighborhood.
Just a regular house in a neighborhood, 45 minutes away from Tom's house.
Which is 45 minutes. So I'm like 2 hours away from my house.
And you go inside and there's 5 other dudes. How old are these dudes? First of all, how old were like the 2 dudes he picked up?
About his age,
About
I would
his
say.
age. And then what about the 5 other dudes that were?
They were like in their 40s. Late 40s.
All of them?
Yeah, like they looked like they were my dad's age. And I'm the only girl. Yeah.
That's like a huge like safety.
It is.
Like, concern.
It is. That's why people shouldn't do that.
Like that's not even like. I mean,
No, I
guess
was
that's
scared.
bad,
I was
but,
scared.
like, that's like straight up like I never feared that I was going to get murdered on my first.
I have
date.
on like 3 dates before. I told you about one of them. So I was really confused because I thought it was going to be a barbecue. And I can't remember if there was food. I think it was like snacks. I can't remember. It's so long ago. And they're all sitting at the table and they're like, hey, do you want a beer? I'm like, no.
So what was Tom introducing you as? Was he like, this is my date?
He said, my girl. Yeah. He's like, it's my girl. And I was like, like, what the absolute. And it's so weird because he, like, on the outside, great job, has his own place, is a dad, looks normal, like, looks clean cut. So it's not what I was expecting. And I'm really confused.
I'm confused.
Well, the first thing that popped in my head is like, all right, this is why he's single.
Were they all single? I'm guessing the 2 gentlemen in the car with them were also single.
All of them were single.
And then the 5 40-year-old men in the home.
All single. It was basically like a singles party, like he said, but in my head, I thought it was like a barbecue and couples went. I don't know why I thought that.
Did he say it was a barbecue?
Yeah.
He didn't say, oh, you want to go to my friend's house with me.
No, he said it's a barbecue. We're having a little party get together. I think some people are going to bring their dates. That's what he said.
He said that, and then when you got there, nobody had a date.
Yeah.
Was it even a barbecue?
No, I was pretty bummed because I freaking love barbecue.
Was there even food?
I can't remember. I think it was like snack foods on
Snack
the table
foods
and they
and
were all
beer.
sitting around it with beer. Yeah. So I sat down and at this point I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he starts chugging beer after beer. I swear to God, like he just kept chugging. I've never seen someone drink beer that fast. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, he drove, they're drinking. I have to get home to my daughter. You know, I can't be out here that late. And
Wait, so what time did you meet this dude? What time did you meet Tom at his house?
I think it was like 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took 40 minutes to get there. We were probably at his house for like 10. And
Until 10?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And, you know, I had to be back at a certain time, you know, because of Drusilla. So, like, I think it was, like, my mom was going to watch her until, like, 10 p.m. Pretty sure. Because that's, like, the normal time my mom would watch her if I were to go out to dinner or something, right? Which was very rare. And It's probably 8 now. Yeah, because my mom was like, have fun, barbecue, you can stay out late, come home at 10. You know, like, that was, like, staying out late with mom, with a babysitter. I was like, sweet. But now I'm like, I just want to go home.
Right.
And they're all talking, and they all pull out their dating app profile. And then they start talking to me.
Including Tom?
Yes.
Tom pulled out his dating
app. Yeah, they
app.
all pulled it out and started, like, Tom was like, yeah, look at all these girls I got, all these matches, like, they all want me. And I'm, like, sitting there, like...
He just said he's with his girl.
Yeah. And then they start, because he's drunk at this point, and they start looking at me like, what can we do to... They wanted advice on how to get, like, matches and, like, how to, like, get a girlfriend. And, like, they didn't understand why they weren't getting matches. And they were, like, reading their profiles to me and just wanting advice. And I sat there, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, fix your picture. I don't know.
Fix your picture.
Their picture. They all look like creeps in their photo. No, it was just... I'm like, what the heck is going on? I have no idea what's going on. We're there for like an hour at this point, and I walk away to like sit on the couch to kind of get away from all of them, and I'm like thinking of who do I know who might be out here who can pick me up. No one, because I didn't really know where I was. That was the problem. I didn't really know what city I was in. I didn't really know where I was. And I started texting people like, hey, can someone come get me? All my homies did not come through.
Well, I mean, if your homies lived where you were, it's like 2 hours for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, come on. Uber, Lyft.
No, this is before I knew what Uber was. I didn't know what Uber or Lyft was. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And
taxi.
I don't know. Like, it's just being stupid, I guess. I don't know. And, you know, there's no taxis in Utah. Like, I swear. And his friend comes up to me, and he can tell I'm annoyed. Like, the friend can tell I'm annoyed. And he's like, hey, are you okay? What's wrong? He's being real nice to me. And I was like, I just want to leave. I just want to go home. I'm not comfortable here, to the friend. And he's like, all right, I'll tell Tom that, you know, we have to leave and take you back. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then Tom gets mad at his friend and starts getting hypey with his friend. He's like, why are you talking to my girl? Get away from my girl. Why are you hitting on my girl? Yeah. And I was just like, I just really want to leave. Can we leave? To the friend. And he's like, yeah, I'll tell him we have to go. And he went up to him. He's like, we have to go. We gotta go. We gotta take you home. You have work in the morning. Like, his friend seemed more sensible and realized what was going on was ridiculous. And the older men were like, yeah, like, you gotta go. And I was like, yeah, you know, I told him I'll have a babysitter till a certain time and I gotta go. And so, like, they have to carry Tom to the car. Okay? And I'm like, everyone's drunk. I have to drive the car home.
So the 3 friends, Tom and his 2 friends are drunk.
Well, I don't think his one friend was drunk, but he had alcohol. Like a beer, and you can't drive in Utah. So I'm like, okay, now I'm stuck driving.
You didn't drink at all?
No, I didn't drink at all. And I don't drink on dates. It's a big no-no. And especially if you're driving. I never drink when I drive. And so I had to drive the truck back, and this sounds so ridiculous. I had only ever driven stick shift my whole life. I learned how to drive on a stick shift. I took a test on a stick shift. That was my first time ever being in an automatic car.
Must have been a breeze.
So no, like, that's the problem was, like, I didn't understand this part.
Oh, the gears?
Yeah. It didn't have, like, the neutral sign. It was an old truck, so, like, you couldn't see it. And it's nighttime, and I was, like, worried. And, like, if you drive stick shift for so long, you keep hitting the brake.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I kept doing that. But then, like, after 5 minutes, I was like, alright, this is way easier than a stick shift. I know it sounds so ridiculous, but if people who drive stick shifts all the time, they would understand being like,
How does Tom know these 5 older gentlemen?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think they were friends. They've obviously known each other, but I don't know.
Okay.
And so I'm driving, and Tom's like in the middle of the front part of the truck because he has to tell me where to go, and his friend is like trying to keep him awake because he is gone. Like he can't even, like, he's like, yeah, you gotta go like straight, you gotta go this way.
We use GPS for...
No, we didn't have signal. I don't know why we didn't use GPS, babe. We're all...
No Uber, no GPS, like, bro, this is 2017. Continue. It's like all 4 of you guys are just like living in the past.
No, like, I think my phone died.
As
No,
opposed
I
to
think
being
it's because
like-
we didn't have service, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm pretty sure my phone was dead. There was a reason. And and then we start, like, we obviously get to the place where I know where we're going at this point. I recognize everything, and I drop the friends off, and I drive Tom to his house, and I'm getting ready to, like, I'm like, shit, what do I do? He's drunk. And I keep trying to, like, I pull up, he's like asleep. I'm like, you know, like, hello, wake up.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. And he, like, kind of wakes up and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you're home. Like, I need to, yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to go home. Like, I dropped you off at your place. Like, here's your keys. Like, you need to go inside and stuff. And he kept, like, passing out. And I'm like...
So he was like, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do I do? But I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna go. Like, you need to go inside. And then, like, he kind of, like, wakes up at this point. And I'm, like, giving him his keys. And I'm trying to, like, get out of the car. Like, I gotta go. Like, he's like, when do I get out of the car?
So what was he doing? Was he like, no?
He was just like, no, I don't want you. Like, don't you want to come inside and we can like watch a movie? And I'm like, no, I need to go. And and he kind of does what Tina did to you.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't do that.
It wasn't the thing you showed me, but he said something. Obviously, the whole time he just kept trying to convince me to go inside, and I knew what he was trying to do. And I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. Like, no, not interested. I'm like, didn't flirt with him at all this whole time either. I'm like, I'm not interested. I just want to go home. And so he turns to me and he says, at least let me. Because I think he got the drift that, like, I wasn't gonna go in his house. You know, that's what he said. He said, at least, like, let me. And I just looked at him like, I gotta go.
So you were like, no, or did you say, I need to go?
I need to go. I looked at him and I need to go, like, with a snotty attitude. And I got out. I remember slamming his hard. And I drove home. Actually made it home the exact time I was supposed to be home. And I didn't text him, and he didn't text me.
It'd be weird if you texted him, no?
Yeah, it would be really weird.
Hey, thanks for a great date.
Like,
Hope we could meet again.
Yeah, so, like, this is, like, the funniest part of all of it, right? So, like, I didn't text him. I got home, because I usually do that on first. It's like, hey, got home safe, because they usually tell me to. Like, most polite men would be like, text me so I know you got home safe. Like, you know, when you say goodbye to someone. And I didn't text him. I instantly, like, deleted him off my phone. I blocked the dating app thing. And then I think it was, like, 2 weeks later, I got, like, a random text. And I deleted his number at this point. And I was like, who is this? Because they, like, said, hey, I need to tell you something. I'm like, who is this? And he's like, it's Tom. And I'm like, what? He's like, I just want to let you know that the reason I'm ghosting you is because I found someone.
No.
Yes. I was just so shocked because like he fooled me. Like because the text he didn't give me my ear itches. He didn't give me any like creeper vibes in text messages. Like in text he seemed like an overall like nice dude. So I was like really like dumbfounded and like confused when I met him in person.
Dang, Tom.
Yeah, I was pretty like bad when it came to like if I didn't like someone on first date, I'd be like, yeah, thanks. Like I'll see if I can go on another date. You know, like I'd be nice.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. But yeah, it was like I think that was the date that actually made me delete that dating app, and I stopped doing it that way for a long time. And I think like the moral is of this story is like be careful.
Safety. Number one.
Yeah, I don't think people like if you are gonna meet someone on an app, meet them in a public place.
I think it's also important to make it clear, like if someone tells you, yeah, I'm gonna pick up my friends and maybe their dates, and you're in the car. Well, first of all, maybe it's just best to like show up to the location in your own vehicle. That way you can leave whenever you want.
Yeah, but it also should be a public location.
Yeah, public location. And if they're like picking up people, like he said, you know, well, I guess you never like asked, like, are you picking up their dates, them and their dates, or
no, I'd say
are their dates gonna be there? I think maybe if you did clarify that,
yeah,
you know,
it could have been
and
avoided.
then you saw two other dudes in the car with you, you would have been able to put two in Uber.
I didn't know about Uber. I swear to God, no idea.
Lyft.
I had no idea what Uber or Lyft was. I don't think I knew what Uber or Lyft was.
Google the local taxi number.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what Airbnb was until a year ago.
I think it's also important that you let like a friend, like a close friend or a family member,
always
know
the
where
exact...
exactly you're gonna be. At least on the first date, because you never know. Like anything could have happened.
And after that date, I did do that. It taught me a big lesson. And it's a lesson that people should already like know and not learn it the hard way. Yeah. So definitely like the worst date ever. And it could have been really dangerous, but luckily they really were just lonely dudes sitting at a table wanting advice on how to get girls. Yeah, it was definitely like not a smart idea, and definitely like my bad.
Yeah.
It's definitely like my bad, but my goodness, worst date. I wouldn't even consider it a date. I don't even know what to consider that. I consider that young Deavan being an idiot. Like I thought it was like if you have a date, bring them. I don't know, like it sounded like fun. No, that's what he told me. And so I'm like, that sounds like a blast. I haven't been to a barbecue in ages, and like a lot of Utah people always be throwing barbecues. So in my head I was like, sweet barbecue. Definitely not what happened.
Well, you made it out alive.
I did. Thank goodness.
More of the story, just take your own car wherever you go.
Yeah.
We'll avoid all of this.
Dating as a single mom sucks, by the way. It's like so many first dates. It's so hard to find a good man. And it took me a long time to find you.
A long time.
Anyways, guys, that was my story of my worst date. Totally like my fault. I hope you guys learned a valuable lesson from my horrible mistake. Well, it's true. I hope you guys learned a valuable lesson from my horrible mistake and be very careful on first dates.
So the moral of the story is to always have an exit plan. That way, you know, things go the other way. You always have a way to get out and you're not trapped there.
Yeah.
For safety reasons.
Safety.
Specifically. Cause
safety is key, guys.
Last thing you want is to be...
For sure. Anyways, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys have any bad dates, comment it below and tell us what you want our next story time to be. And then make sure to tune into our other series,
Nighttime Talks.
Nighttime Talks, where we talk about anything at night. It is different from our story times, but make sure to comment down below what you guys want to hear next. And don't forget to be you and always have fun.
Yo.
Cute.
Done.
Yeah, I'm so dumb.
I said done, not dumb.